Today I fucked up by being too cuddly. So there I was running errands with my husband. I'm a former teacher but now work in a different industry, and I realized one of my former students was working as a clerk at our bank. We visited a while and then had to go. Our next stop was the grocery store. I'm in produce picking out veggies when my husband points out that our daughter's girlfriend is also shopping there. This is strange because our daughter's girlfriend is supposed to be traveling abroad right now. We ask her what she's doing home and she tells us her trip fell short because of a family emergency wedding, which seems strange, but we shrug it off. We leave the grocery and my husband says he needs to stop one more place to renew one of his work licenses. It makes no sense to me, but I say sure. We wind up at this massive office building and he's called to another room to take a test. I wait, then decide to use the restroom. I wander the hallways forever until I find one, then I sit down on the toilet. I am on a new medication for a neurological condition and it dawns on me that everything going on in the day has felt strange and otherworldly. I remember one of the side effects to look out for is if it starts to feel like things aren't real. I send my husband a text telling him I think the meds are messing with my head and I'm in the bathroom, so if I'm not in the lobby when he gets out, just wait for me. I pee. As I'm peeing, the stall door swings open and my husband is standing there. He asks, "Are you peeing?" I ask, "What?" He asks, "Are you fucking peeing right now?" That's when I wake up, realize it was all a dream, and I am big spooning my husband as I pee on his back. Happy Monday. TLR dreamed I was peeing. I was really peeing. Peed on my husband. That was a wild ride. The first, "it was all a dream" plot twist that I can live with. Amazing. I feel like this is most, if not all, bedwetting scenarios go. Admittedly, I've done the same thing multiple times from a young child till I turned 20. I suffer from sleep paralysis too, so I'm very quickly able to realize when I'm in a dreaming state. Sony, don't lose my marbles in those situations. Every time I dream, and I'm about to go to a bathroom, I realize that I'm dreaming and force myself to wake up. It's crazy, but I've never had a better pee in my life than in those dreams. LMAO. It happens though. All I can think of. LMFAO. Wow, this was a well-written story. Water sports kink unlocked. Today I fucked up by taking 4x the dosage of laxatives. Throwaway account because this is way too embarrassing to put on my main account. I recently went on a week-long vacation, and as many people experience, my bowel movements were completely fucked up. I didn't shit the whole time. This had happened to me before. I thought to myself, oh yeah, the second we land back home I'll be on the toilet shitting in no time. First mistake. 3 days after I get back home, there is no sign of my bowels moving whatsoever. I was still passing gas and whatever, so I knew it wasn't a bowel obstruction or anything serious. So, on the way home from work, I stopped by CVS and picked up a sketchy-looking laxative. I don't live in the nicest part of town, so my CVS is jank as hell, and by mere chance on the laxative that I purchased the drug facts label was partially ripped off, so I couldn't see how many of those little pink pills I should take. So, I just population 4 in my mouth and go on with my day. Still no shit. I decide to take it slow and wait until the next morning. I don't shit, I'll go to the doctor, easy enough. The next morning, I'm woken up by weird dreams, and the strangest sensation my gut that I've ever felt in my life. It felt like the ocean was trapped down there, shit was sloshing around and everything. I suddenly get the worst urge to shit I've ever felt in my life, and in my mind I think, finally. Second mistake. I jump out of bed, and the second I stand up and something wet begins leaking down my leg. I look down, and a pool of shit is accumulating at my feet. I had shit through my boxers in my sleep. In this moment, I was forever thankful my roommate was out of town visiting his parents, because I would never be able to live down this humiliation. I sprinted to the bathroom and hardly made it to the toilet before a literal waterfall erupted from my ass. I'm talking straight water, there was not a single trace of anything solid. I've never taken a shit so big in my life, it was never ending. However, I made through, and after about 30 minutes of just letting my ass do its thing, I wiped my ass. Hurt like a bitch. And tossed my shit-filled boxers along with my sheets into my washing machine with an ungodly amount of OxyClean. This is where my dilemma started. My shift started in an hour, I had at least a 30-minute commute, and my bedroom had shit all over the floor. I will say my cleaning up job was not the greatest, it involved mostly a heap of paper towels and Clorox wipes, but I disinfected my floor the best I could before I threw on some clothes and left for work. I got to work, and probably for an hour I thought the worst was over, and my ass was fully purged. But soon it hit me like a truck and I couldn't control myself before my ass erupted in the wettest fart I've ever heard in my life. I'm sure that shit leaked out too in the process. My coworkers all turned to give me a look and I couldn't help but feeling like crying, and I ran to the bathroom as fast as I could. And sure enough, the second I sat down it was a repeat of this morning and pure liquid erupted from my chapped asshole. My ass literally hurts so bad. And of course, when I farted shit actually did leak out, so I proceeded to wipe it off with toilet paper the best I could while my ass sounded like a dying whale. There were other people at the urinals but I couldn't bring myself to care. This was my literal midlife crisis. I continued to be stranded on that toilet for the next 45 minutes, too scared to get back up to work in fear that I'll shit myself again. Intermittently through my toilet session, my ass would slow down and then start erupting again in waves, which is my initial concern to not going back to work. But once it calmed down again, I had no choice but to return back without my boss chewing me out. I worked for the rest of the day with skid-marked, wet, shitty underwear and the worst stomach ache of my life. After my shift, I looked up the brand of laxative, and sure enough, for an adult you're only supposed to take 1 pill. Never again. TLR took too many laxatives and shit myself. Well, shit. Oh lord, it's 12 a.m. I'm trying not to laugh so loud. Sure enough, for an adult you're only supposed to take 1 pill. OP's intestines. No shit. Well, been there, done that. Next time, wait for a day off. Take the laxative as soon as you wake up, or set an alarm if you like to hibernate on your day off and sleep all day. Cold sweat smile. Just make sure it is early and you keep your schedule clear. No errands. Also make sure you keep the restroom available all day. Winking face. Hope this helps and I'm sorry you had such a shitty day, no pun intended. Crying. Could have avoided the horror had you looked up the drug beforehand, not afterwards. I hope your shift wasn't at any food-related job, yikes.